Hey guys, today we're going to look at the MAXA and the MINA equations. These are similar to the max and min equations. However, there is a slight difference. The difference being that with the max and min functions, you cannot include text. And with the MAXA and the MINA formulas, you actually are able to include text in a sense. Now I say in a sense because with them, text is always equal to 0 except when it says true. Anytime that it says true in the workbook, then MAXA or MINA will set that equal to 1. So let me give you an example. So as you can see here, I do have the NBA free throw percentages. They are in numerical order, which works well because if they weren't, then in order to verify these, you would have to go through 250 different lines to make sure that they are correct. But these are in numerical order, so this should be the maximum and this should be the minimum. So here I have the max, MAXA, min, and MINA. So we're going to go ahead and test these out. So if you go up to your ribbon under Formulas, More Functions, and Statistical, just go ahead and scroll down to Max, and this comes up. Go ahead and highlight the values that you want to test, and just go ahead and hit OK. You do come up with 0.9039, which we can see is the maximum, which is the highest amount. So let's go ahead and try MAXA now. I'm going to do the equals MAXA. Go ahead, hit Tab, and you should get the same value. And as you can see, you do. So now we're going to try the min, and you should get this 0.7837. You do. And the MINA, you should get this same value as well. And you do. So as you can see, when all of your values are numbers and there is no text, then max and MAXA really don't have any difference, and min and MINA don't really have any difference either. Now, when you come over to the Major League batting averages, which I have here, now from this website, I did get the numbers. However, there were a few not available. I'm not sure if they just haven't, if they're too new or they haven't done the stats yet, but there are some text values in this column. I also added this true and false just to see if anything would change between max and MAXA or min and MINA. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and try the same thing. For max, we will do max and go ahead and hit, I'm going to stop at the 0.1 before we get to the NA, just to show you the difference. So it comes up with 0.5. Obviously that is the highest here. Now if you go ahead, go back into it, and then you select all of them, I'll include the true and false. Again, you get the 0.5. Now when you go to the MAXA, go ahead and either do the equals, or you can go up to the toolbar and functions. And now I'm going to include just to the 0.1 again. Close that up. Again, you get the 0.5. That's obvious. Now, when you do the all the way up to the NA, you get the 0.5 again. Text is, like I said earlier, equal to 0. The only exception is when it says true or false. Now, true and false are true is equal to 1 and false is equal to 0. So now if I do this one more time, but this time I'm going to include the true and false, we should get that the maximum, or the MAXA, is 1. There we go. So as you can see, that did change that slightly. Now if we try the min, and I'm going to do the same thing, I'm not going to include the NA quite yet. So if you close that, the minimum is 0.1. Okay. Now if you add the true-false as well, all the way down to the true-false, again, you get the same answer, 0.1. That's because the min and the max only include numerical values. They do not include text or true and false. Now with the minna, it's going to be different again. We'll do the minna, and then go ahead and just go down to the 0.1. We'll close that off. 0.1, obviously, that's the minimum number, numerical value. Now if you go ahead and go all the way down to the, I'm just going to go ahead and do all of them, close it off. Now your minimum is 0. So that, again, is because, well, it either includes the NA, which is text, so therefore minna shows up 0 because text value is equal to 0. Or it could be the false, because false also equals 0. So MAXA and minna include text and true-false.